Hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I'm Daisy, and if you're returning, and especially if you've been doing this week challenge, then hello. Today is day five, it's day 7, and you'll be pleased to know, well, I hope you'll be pleased to know, we're gonna have a stretch today. And this is one that I don't want people to miss. So many people would happily skip the stretching one because they've done the hard work, so why do I need to stretch? No, stretching is so important. It's also when the fixing happens, things set into our body, we let stuff out, we let things go. So this might be the hardest part of the challenge for you, harder than the push-ups, harder than any of that. So especially if you quit on stretching, grab yourself a space, whack a smile on your face, and we will begin. Okay, so we're going to start in an easy seat. Nice, tall, straight spine. If finding a straight spine whilst in an easy seat, if your pelvis tucks under, sit yourself on a block or a cushion or a big book. Elevate the floor for yourself. Or if you'd rather be sat on your heels because that's more comfortable, then please do. We're going to start with a neck stretch. So I'll turn around because it's a bit easier. Sorry, loads of spinning round. Interlace your hands behind your back. And then bring your interlaced hands to sit on your right hip. If this is too uncomfortable for you, then just bring one arm across your back. So bring your left arm across towards your right hip. Doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way. From here, we're going to take a deep breath in, sit up tall. And as we exhale, tilt our right ear towards our right shoulder. Keeping the shoulders pulling down, especially the left shoulder. Taking nice, steady breaths into that stretch on the left side of the neck. I feel like most of us have quite tight necks, especially after a lockdown of spending most of the time sitting on a phone or in front of a screen. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your head back to center. And then pop your interlaced hands over to the left hip, or swing your right arm across as far over to the left as you comfortably can, using your left arm to brace yourself instead. Take a deep breath in, sit up tall. As you exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Nice steady breath into that stretch, pulling right shoulder down. Sitting up nice and tall. And this is gentle, not forcing your neck further into any stretch, just goes as far as feels nice. Or if you'd rather do neck rolls, because this is a bit too intense, then please do that. One more deep breath in. And exhale, bring your head back to center. Let your hands go. Take a deep breath in, circle your arms up to the sky, really lift through the torso. As you exhale, bring your right hand down beside you on your right side. Lean over to the right, reaching your left arm up and over. Shoulder blade lifts up and pulls back, so we're opening our chest to the side, maybe up to the sky if we've got the space. Left sit bone stays rooting down. If you do have a bit more space, you can maybe bend the elbow or lower the elbow down. But just a nice gentle stretch into the side body. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring yourself up. Let your left hand come behind you, your right hand to your left knee. Deep breath in to sit up tall, and an exhale to twist over to the left. You can use your hand on your knee to either pull against it, or some people prefer back of the hand and a bit more of a push. Whichever feels nice to you. Nice, tall, strong spine. You're going to hear that a lot. And making sure we're not looking down. Our neck is part of our spine. Keep it long, looking over left shoulder. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, unwind yourself back to center. Deep breath in as you reach your arms all the way up, lifting up through the rib cage. Exhale as left hand comes beside you to the left side. Right arm reaches up and over. And again, the shoulder blade elevates and rolls back. Temptation So when we lean is to point everything down because we feel like we're going further. Open it up, broad chest, and you should really then feel it into your side body. Again, if you have the space, you can maybe bend the elbow, maybe plant the elbow down, but just whatever feels nice. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring yourself up. Right hand comes behind you, left hand to right knee. And again, you can use that hand to either push or pull, whichever feels nicest, or maybe you just want it there as a guide. Lower belly pulls in, twisting from the rib cage rather than just the shoulders. And again, lift the chin. I know I always do. I always look down in a twist. Look up, look over the shoulder. Sit proud. One more deep breath in. And exhale, bring yourself back. Tuck your heels in close to your bum so you can cross over your shins and make your way to a tabletop. Shoulders right over wrists, hips right over knees. From here, I'll twist so you can see a bit better. Plant your right hand into the center so it's right underneath your sternum. Take a deep breath in as you send your left arm up to the sky. Exhale as you thread the arm through, coming into a thread the needle. Hips stay over the knees, so watch you don't send them back or send them further forward. You can keep your right arm in front of your face, or if it invites you, you can extend it out overhead to create a bit more length, pushing left arm into the ground to twist it a little bit further. Pull right hip back slightly. Nice deep breaths. And you don't have to go into your absolute deepest pose just to feel like you're doing something. It's actually very counterproductive. Let yourself do what feels nice, what feels good in your body, especially after a week of, if you've done the full week, of creating strength and building heat. Let yourself find softness too. If you moved your right hand, plant it back by your face with a deep breath in. Push into that hand to send your left arm all the way up to the sky again. And then planting it down beside you back in its tabletop, and we'll go to the other side. So step your left hand into the center. Deep breath in as you reach your right arm up and over, pulling right hip back slightly. Exhale as you thread the arm through. Again, you can keep the hand by the face if that feels nice, or extend it out in front of you for a bit more length, pushing your right arm into the ground to make it more of an active twist. But again, we're not forcing things. Send the left hip back slightly to square the hips off. Temptation is to let them loll over. Pull it back. Nice steady breath. If you can't breathe freely, it means you've probably gone a bit too far for yourself. Back off a little bit. If you moved your left hand, plant it back by your face. Deep breath in to push into the hand. Send your right arm back to the sky. And then come back to your tabletop. Keeping the hips where they are, right over the knees, we're going to walk our hands forward. It's coming into our puppy pose. So walk the hands forward as far as they can go, and then bring your forehead down to the mat. Let your chest, the direction with our puppy pose is for our sit bones to spread and our chest to melt down. Your puppy pose might be a bit more elevated. It's a very strong, deep stretch into the shoulders. So just do what feels nice. Let your body be in a place where you can breathe freely. You can explore. You can let yourself soften. If you're in a position where you are screaming and it's just not comfortable, then ease off. If a puppy pose is too much, then maybe find a child's pose instead. Sit the hips onto the heels. Reach the arms out in front of you. Nice, easy breath. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently walk your hands back to come back to your tabletop. From here, we're going to step our right leg through. Doesn't have to be graceful at all. So we're coming into a bit of a low lunge, not quite as deep as a low lunge. But from here, we're just going to send our hips forward in space. And then exhale, send them back. You can flex into the foot. It doesn't have to, the right leg does not have to straighten. Inhale forwards and exhale back. Inhale forwards. You don't have to keep your hands where they are as well, by the way. You can walk them back with you. Do what feels nice, no craning or straining. And back. This time when we're back, we're going to make sure our hips are right over the knees, flexing the right foot. Again, have a bend in the leg, really engage the quad. If the leg doesn't straighten, that's not an issue. It is not. It's all about finding space, and you can't do that if you're in a position where you're screaming inside. So really active through the foot, long straight spine. If having your hands on the floor is a bit much and you've got books, or even just standing upright might be enough in your hamstring here, then sit upright. Enjoy that. Find length. Maybe begin to tip yourself forward over time. If you are a bit deeper in your fold, making sure that the length comes from the front body too. We're not rounding the spine. Send the crown of the head towards the top of the mat. One more inhale here. And exhale, shift the weight forward slightly to free up that leg so you can send it back to your tabletop. And we'll send the left leg through. And again, we'll go for those rocking forwards and backs to send the hips forward in space. Maybe lift the chest slightly. And exhale, send them back, taking the hands with you if you find it's too deep to keep them further forward. Don't suffer. No, no, no. Listen to your body. Do what feels nice. You see so much of it in yoga and stretching where ego takes over. And it's perfectly normal, we're all human. But you see so many people suffering to try and match the person next to them that they're never really appreciating or looking at what they've got and how far they could go if they let themselves enjoy what they've got. So this time when you're back, sitting the hips right over the knees, lengthening through the left leg. No, lengthening, not straightening. Engage the quad. If it is straight, you're not doing it wrong. You've just got a bit more flexibility. And if it's bent, you're getting there. Flex into that foot to stay really active in the hamstring. And again, maybe sit yourself up if that feels a bit nice, if you've got something you can hold on to. You might find this is enough. You might want to gently walk yourself forward from here, keeping that nice straight spine. And again, if you're a bit deeper in your fold, working on really elevating from the crown of your head rather than craning the back of the shoulders forward. Think broad chest. Nice deep breaths. One more inhale. And exhale, shift yourself forward to free up that leg. Going to come into a lizard pose. So from your tabletop, step your hands a bit further in front of you. And then step your right leg to the outside of your right hand as gracefully as you can. Noting, again, you don't need to be, your back knee doesn't need to be right over here and you're straining to be in like your deepest split. No, have the knee further forward. If you find this is enough in your hips, this feels good, this feels tasty, you can work from here. Even if it's here and you're more elevated, this is where you are, this is where you're finding space, and you won't ever find more if you're backing out of that. Rant over. It just really bugs me when people won't listen to their bodies and where they are and appreciate that. Just going to spend a little bit of time here, feeling the stretch in the left hip flexor. If you are a bit more open in your hips, you can come down onto your elbows, or maybe just step the hands a bit further in front of you. And if you're not that open, there is nothing wrong with that at all. You're in the perfect stretch for your body. Note that not everyone got into their deepest stretch overnight. I, for one, was never the most flexible person, and being around a lot of dancey people, I often made myself feel like a lot of shit for that. But it was only after listening to my body, listening to where I am, and enjoying stretching by it being pleasurable that I unlocked more space. So do what you will with that information. Walk your hands back so you can free up your right leg to come back to your tabletop. Walk the hands further forward again. Step the left leg forward. Our toes are pointing forward here. I know in some lizards they have and you can do it with the foot pointing out, but we're focusing on our hip flexor on this side, so we're having the foot pointing forwards. And again, don't be in your deepest stretch if that isn't nice, that doesn't invite you, you can't enjoy that space. Be in a position that feels nice. Again, if you feel you've got a bit more space, you can walk the hands forward, maybe bend the elbows with a nice straight, strong spine. So if you're down there but you're like this, maybe think about it. Long spine. Should even feel the difference after being in a position you can be in comfortably, you can be in a position you can breathe in. That after being there for a little while, sometimes even just a few mindful breaths, you can actually begin to feel things begin to let go and more space begin to open. Because you've allowed your body to relax. And that won't be the easiest thing to all of us, but it's a practice. That's why I said this might be the hardest day of this week for some people. And we'll walk our hands back to free up that left leg, swing it round, and then make our way onto our backs. Just take your time, rolling the spine down. And just to close this off, have a nice happy baby. So draw the knees in to your chest wider than your rib cage. Flex the feet and bend the knees at 90 degrees. You have options here with happy baby. You can take your hands behind your thighs. Our pelvis, our coccyx stays on the ground. So maybe take hold of your thighs. Or you can reach for the outside edge of your feet and pull down from there if you're a little bit more open. Or maybe you're a bit between and you want to take hold of your shin or your ankle. Shoulders nice and soft. If you're all the way up here, but your shoulders are like here and you can't really breathe or stretch, then back out. Let yourself enjoy this. Let it feel nice. Maybe rocking from side to side, giving your spine a bit of a massage on the floor. Only if it feels nice, you can play with extending the legs. But only if that feels nice. A happy baby can often feel like quite enough as it is. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go of your feet and hug your knees in tight to your chest. Take a few breaths here, squeezing the knees in tight. And if you would like to take yourself into a shavasana, if you practice yoga and would like that, or even if you don't and would like that, I invite you to take a shavasana now. Or if that's not for you, then that's fine. I send you on your way with hopefully a little bit more space in your body and your mind. As always, thank you so much for practicing with me. And if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and anyone else you think would enjoy, send them the way. Welcome, anyone's welcome. Thank you. Namaste.